Hey brother, listen to me for a second. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow, evolve, and achieve everything they want, while others stay stuck in the same place year after year? What makes a guy get up from scratch and build a life of respect? Is it luck, fate, or is there a secret behind it? If I told you that there is a mentality that separates those who succeed from those who spend their lives just dreaming, would you believe me? Because the truth is simple. The key to success lies not in what you have, but in what you do with what you have, and most importantly, what you believe about yourself. Personal development is not some self-help hype. It is the basis of everything. Look around you. Every man who has achieved something great has had to evolve, adapt, and grow internally before seeing external results. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about business, relationships, or health. What separates the winners from the losers is how they approach their journey. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. I want to show you the 3 pillars that form the basis of true growth. 3 fundamentals that, if you master, will take you to a level that many guys will never reach. The first pillar, it's yourself. Yes, you. Your greatest asset, your greatest weapon, your best opportunity. It sounds obvious, but most men ignore it completely. They focus on what's on the outside: money, women, status. But what about the inside? What about mentality, emotional intelligence, self-knowledge? Think about it. A man can make money, but if he doesn't know how to handle it, he loses everything. He can get into a relationship, but if he doesn't have confidence, he'll become insecure and controlling. He can even start an incredible project, but without discipline, he'll abandon it halfway through. External success is nothing more than a reflection of what happens inside you. That's why the first step towards any evolution is to invest in yourself. Read, learn, train, test yourself. Build a mindset of steel. And that brings us to the second pillar, your projects and plans for the future. Have you ever stopped to think about what you really want for your life? Or are you just letting time pass? Many people live as if the future is something distant, something that will resolve itself one day. But let me tell you a secret. Nothing changes if you don't change first. The problem is that most men have dreams, but no plans. They want results, but they don't want to pay the price. And do you know what the difference is between those who achieve and those who just want to? Discipline, because motivation is fleeting. Today you're excited, tomorrow you're not. But discipline is what will keep you going even when everything seems difficult. And this is where a powerful concept comes in: responsibility for your own destiny. Think about it. If your life isn't as you'd like it to be, who can change that? The government? Your family? The economy? None of them. Only you. And it's at this point that I need to ask you a serious question. Are you really taking action to build your future? Or are you just waiting for something to happen? Because the truth is that no one is going to save you. No one is going to take your hand and guide you to success. You need to get up, take action, and make it happen. And that brings us to the third pillar, your social interactions. Have you ever noticed how some people can open any door just by the way they communicate? How certain men enter an environment and immediately gain respect and attention? That's not luck. That's social skill. Society is built on relationships. Since ancient times, those who knew how to connect with others had the best opportunities. Leaders, influencers, and high-value men have always understood this, and today is no different. Do you want to grow in your career? You need to connect with the right people. Do you want to have an incredible relationship? You need to learn how to communicate. Want to be respected? You need to develop presence, charisma, and confidence. The problem is that many guys spend their lives focused only on themselves and forget that, at the end of the day, the world revolves around connections. And here's the harsh reality. If you don't know how to express yourself, communicate, and create value for others, you'll always be invisible. Now stop for a second and think. Are you really working on yourself? Do you have a clear plan for your future? Are you developing your social skills? Because if the answer is no, something needs to change. But calm down. The first step has already been taken: awareness. Now, the question is, what are you going to do with it? Now that you've understood the 3 pillars of personal development, here comes the most important part: putting it all into practice. Because here's the truth that nobody tells you: knowing is not enough. The difference between those who grow and those who stagnate is simple: action. Think about it. How many guys do you know who keep watching videos, reading books, learning about mentality, business, relationships, and still stay in the same place? Why is that? Because they confuse learning with evolution. But information without action is an illusion. And now I ask you, what are you going to do with what you're learning here? Because knowledge that isn't transformed into action is useless. So before you go any further, make a commitment to yourself. If you really want to change your life, every idea that crosses your mind today needs to be applied in some way. If it makes sense to you, put it into practice. If it doesn't, fine, but at least try it out. And now let's get to the deeper part of it all. There is a reason why most men fail to develop: the comfort of mediocrity. We are programmed to avoid discomfort. Our brains are lazy by nature. It wants to save energy. That's why it's so difficult to create new habits, change the way we think, develop discipline. You felt it, right? That internal resistance when you try to break out of your routine, the desire to procrastinate, to put things off, to go back to your comfort zone. But you know what the problem with that is? All real evolution requires discomfort. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest leaders in history, used to say that the obstacle is the path. What did he mean by that? That the challenges you face are not barriers, they are the very path to your growth. Every difficulty, every failure, every mistake, every moment of uncertainty is shaping you for something greater. But only if you let it. Because many guys see the first sign of difficulty and give up. They think that if something has become difficult, then it wasn't meant to be. But let me tell you something. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. And that brings us to the big mindset shift you need to make. Stop waiting for things to get easier and start getting stronger. This means that instead of running away from discomfort, you should embrace it. Want to build a better body? Accept the pain of training. Want to make money? Accept the frustration of making mistakes and learning. Want to be a more confident guy? Accept the moments of rejection and discomfort. Your growth lies on the other side of fear and resistance. The question is, will you get through it? And here comes another hard truth. You can't trust your own mind all the time. Søren Kierkegaard, one of the greatest philosophers of existentialism, spoke about the anguish of freedom. He said that when a man realizes that he has total control over his life, he feels fear. Fear because it means there are no excuses, there's no one else to blame, it's up to you. And this fear can be paralyzing or liberating, because if you accept this truth, you will understand that everything in your life is under your control. Your development, your choices, your habits. If you're dissatisfied with something, you can change it. But this requires a decision. The decision to no longer accept less than you deserve. So here's the challenge for you. Choose a single habit to change today. It doesn't have to be something huge. It can be as simple as waking up 30 minutes earlier, reading 10 pages of a book, meditating for 5 minutes, whatever. But here's the secret. Do it for 30 days, without fail. Because true transformation doesn't come from big changes all at once. It comes from small, consistent changes. So now I ask you, what will your first step be? Now that you've understood how the game of personal development works and realized that the key to everything is in your hands, here comes the big question. How can you guarantee that you won't fall back into old habits? Because that's the hardest part. Change is not a one-off event. It's not something you do once and that's it, your life is sorted. Change is a daily process. And here's a reality check. You're going to fail. Yes, you will make mistakes, you will fall, you will feel demotivated. There will be days when nothing makes sense. And do you know what differentiates the guys who win from those who give up? The ability to keep going, even when nothing seems to be working. Life doesn't care how you feel. The world won't stop because you've had a bad day. So what do you do when you feel like giving up? You go back to basics. The 3 pillars, remember. The first is yourself. So if you feel that you're lost, that you have no direction, go back to yourself. How is your mindset? How are your thoughts? Are you nurturing your growth or sabotaging yourself? The second is your projects. Are you feeling aimless? Look at your goals. Are you still moving in the right direction? Or are you distracted by things that don't matter? And the third is your social interactions. If you're feeling unmotivated, look around you. Who are you hanging out with? Are the people around you pulling you up or down? Cornel West talks about the importance of moral courage, the ability to continue following your principles even when everything and everyone tries to lead you astray. And that's what differentiates an ordinary man from a man who leaves a legacy. Because, at the end of the day, true strength is not found in those who never fail. It's in those who always get up. So if you've made it this far, I want you to understand something very important. You're already a winner. The simple fact that you are seeking knowledge, that you are concerned about your development, already puts you ahead of the majority. But now comes the most important step, taking action. And to help you with that, here's a final challenge. Take out a piece of paper now and write down 3 things. First, the biggest goal you want to achieve in the next 6 months. Second, the biggest habit you need to change to get there. Third, one small action you can take today to get started. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. The time is now, and if this video made sense to you, share it with someone who also needs to hear it. And tell me in the comments, what's your first step?